Hi, it's Roz, and I'm going to talk to you today about university and what you need to know if you're considering it as an option after college. So, why go to university? That's a really good question. The first thing, and for me the most convincing, is you're going to actually study something you're really interested in. University allows you to specialise into that one thing that's really interesting. Yes, it might be history, but it could also be a degree like property management or real estate. So, there's a lot more choice out there. It also gives you time to decide what you want to do with your life. It's another 3 years for you to explore and discover your interests and who you are as a person. It also has really good social life and networks of people that you will bring forward into the rest of your future career. There are long holidays, which is always a perk, for you can do things like travelling, volunteering, or more work experience. University also qualifies you for graduate level jobs and future study. And it actually will end up with a higher average salary if you go to uni versus those who don't. So, why go to a top university? So, what do we mean by a top or a good university? It could be something like a Russell Group or a Sutton Trust 30, but also they're experts in their field. They're good because employers like them and they have a bit of status and they have expertise in that area. But reputation and their kind of prestige is not the be all and end all. There are other things to consider with going to university. For me, I like to consider it as a balanced seesaw. You have the course on one side, so the modules, the entry requirement, what it is you're actually studying, and the prospects after that course. The other side should be the university and the location. What are the facilities like? What does a university offer you? What's the area it's in like? Does it have a good nightlife? Does it have a good sport if you want to go and play football or rugby? What is the whole package? That's what you should be looking at when thinking about choosing a university. Also, on the other side comes close to home or far away. It's a really big decision you have to make, and it's a really good decision to make. And there are pros and cons of living at home versus living further away. So, what you need to know, you apply to university through something called UCAS. And on UCAS, you have 5 options maximum you can apply to. And these 5 should be the same or similar course at 5 different universities. The reason they're the same or similar is because you have one personal statement you write that you send to all of your options. So if you're applying for business and business management, they're similar enough. But if you're applying to business and dance, they're too different to write one personal statement for. All universities will then make you an offer based on your 3 A levels or equivalent. And this will come either as an A level or a kind of based on your BTEC grades, or it will come as a points offer. And the points is just a numerical version of your predicted grades, which you'll get in summer. Most courses don't require an interview, some art courses will, and the most competitive courses at competitive universities will. But for most students, you won't have to complete an interview. Most students are eligible for student finance as well, and that is the money that you'll get from the government to cover your tuition fees and to contribute towards your living costs. The tuition fee loan is that £9,250 per year, and the maintenance loan, which contributes or covers your living costs, is means tested and based on your household income. There's more information on the exact figures on the Student Finance website, and it also tells you the difference that you'll get in maintenance loan if you were living at home or living in London, as those figures vary slightly. So, applications for student finance open the February and March, we helpfully don't get an exact date, of the year you're going to university, and you apply all through the government website. You have to apply every year of your study. So, if your family circumstances change, they can change the figures you're going to get based off that. When it comes to repaying, this is something people often worry about. You repay your student loan or start repaying it the April after you graduate and once you earn over a certain threshold. The current threshold is £25,000 and you have a repayment window of 40 years, which sounds really scary and really long, but it's not. For most people, it comes off at about £30 a month on their payslip for their student finance, so it is really doable. There are also other sources of funding whilst at university and ways of making money. So you can look at scholarships, bursaries, disabled student allowance if you're eligible, but also parental contributions and part-time work. If you're a student from the EU, it's really important to look into the specific funding regulations based on your settled status in the UK. There's more information on this on the government website, and Careers and Student Services will be able to help you to navigate this. So, how to choose a university? The first port of call is to go to websites, so looking at UCAS or Unifrog or individual university websites and comparison guides like the Good University Guide or league tables. This will help you to figure out what universities offer the course you're interested in. Then it's really good to look at student forums as well, so like the student room. What do students who have gone there say about that university? There are also open days you can attend. These are typically kind of in the summer or towards the autumn, so it's important to get those booked in to see how you feel about the university. Something that will help is we have the Higher Education Fair on the 9th of March. So that's when we have over 60 universities in college for you to talk to. So it's a really good opportunity to start your research. When you're doing this, there'll be some terms you need to know. So you'll need to know the different variations of degree titles, such as a BA or a BSc. If they ask you about deferred entry, that is when you're applying for 2025 entry, but you'll be applying in your second year. So you apply for your gap year, and then you don't have to worry about anything during your gap year. Also, a foundation year. You might come across this term. This is just an extra year to catch up with study if your grades are a bit low or you're not necessarily doing the right subjects for that degree. Yes, there are universities, but you might also want to look at some different providers of higher education. One of the biggest ones our students will look at are conservatoires and drama schools. So these are specific, very specialised universities that focus on those performing arts. They are a little bit more competitive in terms of applications. You apply through a different system as well, either privately or UCAS Conservatoire. The great thing is careers and performing arts teams are here to help you with these, as you have different references and application processes you'll need to go through. So come and talk to your performing arts teacher or the careers team to find out more. If you're arty, you might also want to consider the foundation art that we offer and lots of other institutions offer. It's a 1-year free qualification if you're under 19 that helps you to develop your artistic skill, and a lot of art courses prefer you to have this qualification going forward. So it's another thing for you to research and factor into your consideration. As I've said, attend open days. They're a really good chance to find out about conservatoires, drama schools, FAD, universities, and it's a really good opportunity to get your questions answered. There's a really good website called opendays.com where you can find out every single open day that is going on in the UK, so we recommend having a look at that one. So I've figured out I want to go to uni, I want to do this course, but how do I get there? How do I have things to write on a personal statement? Think about how you can show off your extra and super curricular exploration of a subject. So that's wider reading, maybe doing some journal articles or looking at books. It could be TED Talks, Aspire Talks or other talks in college. You might want to do an EPQ. An EPQ is fantastic to help you explore your subject further. It might also look like work experience. For some courses, work experience is a requirement. So for teaching, allied to healthcare, medicine or veterinary, you will need work experience and it is expected of you. You might also want to look at study days or summer schools. Anything that you can show, I have taken that extra effort to find out more about this subject. That will make your application really stand out. So some common myths we often get about university. We often get university is too expensive and I will be in so much debt afterwards. That is a huge myth. Yes, it is expensive, but there is a structure in place to help you afford it. Every student pretty much in the United Kingdom does it, so it is doable. If you have any concerns, talk to your parents, talk to your teachers and talk to the careers team. We can help you to show how other students figure out their student finance and how you can think about budgeting whilst at uni. Some people often say, well, there's no point in doing this degree. What job will I get afterwards? Okay, some degrees there might not be that clear pathway. But whilst you're at university, you'll figure out what you enjoy in that degree and you'll find those niche jobs it can go into. But also you get such a wide range of transferable skills whilst at university doing a degree that you could go into practically any job afterwards and retrain in either a master's or a grad scheme. And some people think university isn't for me. And it's not for everyone, but how do you know until you've done the research? Do proper research, look into university, look into the options available. Go to open days, see for yourself if it is for you. If it's not for you, you've got plenty of other opportunities to explore. So for more information, there is lots of information on the Careers Hub and on Unifrog. So they're two fantastic websites, which are one-stop shops for you to find out more. Also, make an appointment to come and see myself or one of the members of the careers team. We are here to help and love talking about these things with you. And we have lots of events coming up in college, so keep an eye out for these through your tutor programme and the bulletin. And as always, if you have any questions, just let us know.